The Monkey is a comedy horror written and directed by Oz Perkins. Based on Stephen King's 1980 short story, the film stars Theo James, Tatiana Maslany, Colin O'Brien, Rohan Campbell, Adam Scott, and Elijah Wood. When twin brothers find a mysterious wind-up monkey, a series of outrageous deaths tear their family apart. 25 years later, the monkey begins a new killing spree, forcing the estranged brothers to confront the cursed toy. This review will be spoiler-free. Last year, Oz Perkins released Longlegs, his fourth directorial effort. I struggled with the screenplay of that film, but there was something there. Perkins had a great understanding of the horror genre. He sets a great mood with the camera. This film is clearly going for the campy tone that permeated horror films in the 1980s, but I found that the horror and comedy tones clashed so much that the film never found the right rhythm for me. This film looks good, the colours are vibrant, the lighting is moody, and the sound design commands your attention. The concept of a killer toy or doll is one that we have seen many times over. We know that it is a silly concept, but what makes it entertaining is when the characters in the film take it seriously. The first half of this film builds it in such a way. The characters are very serious about this monkey, and the narration does a good job of conveying the dread that they feel. The second half of the film leans too far into the comedy, but my issue is that the characters no longer seem to care about the horrifying things happening around them. People are dying in graphic ways, left and right, and the characters are just a head turn away from winking at the audience, acknowledging the absurdity of it all. This ruined the stakes for me, and I found myself predicting what would happen next. The trailers didn't help this situation. This isn't the film's fault, this is the marketing team's fault, but almost every death is in the trailer, or hinted at in the trailer at the very least. The deaths themselves weren't all that creative either, barring one with a swimming pool that actually did get a laugh out of me. The thing is, we as an audience know that it's silly to have a doll attacking and killing people, or a toy, or something like that. But we still want the characters to react to really horrifying things happening, people that they love dying. We don't want them to acknowledge that it's silly, because in real life, if a doll or a toy came alive and started killing our loved ones, we wouldn't go, that's silly and ridiculous. We would be horrified. Maybe that's the appeal of the genre, is that this is some seemingly joyous possession that we all own that could turn on us. Maybe there's a metaphor for life in there somewhere. The film follows twin brothers Hal and Bill, and the first act takes place when they are kids. I was extremely impressed with 15-year-old actor Christian Convery, who plays both Hal and Bill when they are kids. His ability to play the dual roles, playing opposite himself in most scenes, was seamless. He is very talented. In Act 2, the film jumps forward in time to when Hal and Bill are adults. Theo James does an admirable job as Hal and Bill when they are adults, but they do feel underwritten at times. I found this film predictable and unfunny overall. The film is tonally confused, with the horror and comedy clashing, especially in Act 3. Such as with Longlegs, I do feel that there is something in there. Oz Perkins is a talented director who clearly puts effort into the visuals and the staging of his scenes. Despite this film and Longlegs not working for me, I will be checking out what he does next, because I have faith that he will develop more and more. I think he has a great horror film in him, and I can see myself enjoying something that he does in the future. I understand that many people enjoy his films, but they just don't work on a writing front for me. I thought that this being based on a Stephen King short story would help, but I ended up enjoying this less than Longlegs. I would like to see a horror film directed by Oz Perkins, but written by someone else. I can't recommend this film personally, but I am a champion of Neon as a studio. Next to A24, they are putting out some interesting original horror, and they budget their films in a very sustainable way. I didn't like The Monkey due to its clashing tones, but the technical filmmaking on display continues to have me intrigued as to what Oz Perkins will do next.